Welcome to our very exciting Reiki Funhouse, and I'm excited to welcome all of you who are here coming in live with us, as well as the ones who are coming in through replay. I am Brenda Soulfire. I'm a Shamanic Crystal Reiki Master Teacher, and today we have Erin Ryan, who is the founder and teacher of Element Dragon Fire Reiki. And we're going to be sharing with you three exercises, each one of us, of our own branches of Reiki, our creations that have been born from our own working with universal life force. And so that we can spark also that kind of power and empowerment in you as well, and also just sample our Reiki branches and see how they feel and get to know us as well. We're just excited here. Erin and I we've been trying to get in touch and co-create something for some time, but each one of us is a full-on mom care provider for not just our family, but our people who are, our circles, our own students as well that work with us. So we just wanted to get together and have some fun and also just do some Reiki calisthenics and get to know each other as well, and also showcase our Reiki branches because, that marketing is part, showing, letting yourself be seen is part of the magic. So I'm gonna go ahead and hand this over to Erin, where she'll tell you about herself and her particular brand of Reiki, and she'll take us through three exercises, and then I'm going to come in and do the same, and then we'll have a share, Q&A, whatever you feel like. Definitely a time for us to get to know each other. So thank you for being here. Thank you. Many blessings.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. So, as Brenda said, I'm Erin Ryan, the founder and teacher of Element Dragon Fire Reiki, which I founded back in 2022. I've been doing energy work since 2005, Reiki since 2009. 2010, I became a Reiki master, and then 2015, a Reiki master teacher at Holy Fire Reiki. And then, as I just mentioned, in 2022, after teaching for 7 years and doing Reiki for over a decade, I was able to be initiated by the dragons with dragon fire. So they actually showed me how to combine the frequency of dragon fire with the five elements in traditional Chinese medicine and the meridian system, which are energy highways that I use. So I'm a licensed acupuncturist. I have a master's degree in traditional Chinese medicine and a bachelor's in nutrition, which is Chinese herbs. So I've been working for many years with the meridian system, cultivating that, and then obviously also doing Reiki, practicing it on hundreds, if not thousands of people, certainly thousands of hours at this point. And they showed me how to bring the alchemical dragon fire, how to combine it with the meridians, combine it with the five elements in TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, and Reiki to create something different. And I really feel like it is an evolution of Reiki. So there's a deep honoring of the roots. So the first three levels of 5E that's how I say five element dragon fire Reiki shorthand because it's such a mouthful. The first three levels are a blend of traditional Usui Reiki with 5E and then levels 4 through 9, 4 through 8 are dedicated to the five elements, learning all of the elemental meridians, and level 9 is the teacher level. So I just intuitively asked, like, what do we want to bring in here today in terms of what is going to support whoever is here live with us today, and then whoever's watching the replay. Thank you all so much for being here. And the first thing that dropped in was an exercise called the microcosmic orbit. And so this is not something that I created in 5EDFR, but it is something that I use in 5EDFR. And it's something that even if you're familiar with it, I would love to help you deepen your understanding of it. Because when I first learned about the microcosmic orbit, I had no knowledge of the meridian system and then became an acupuncturist, learned the meridian system and went, oh, you're using two of the extraordinary vessels, two of the meridians in order to do this hookup. And the three exercises I'm sharing with you today are quite fast, all of them. So they're meant to be efficient, but they're meant to be really powerful. So those of you who are, Reiki practitioners, you can incorporate this type of energetic movement and breath as you are flowing Reiki to your client or even to yourself. And if you are completely new to energy work and maybe not even a Reiki practitioner at this point, you can still use this technique to cultivate energy and to move it through your body. So that's one of the things that's so cool about the 3 things that I'm sharing with you all today is you can use them whether or not you're attuned to Reiki, which makes me really happy. And so I'm glad that those are the ones that dropped in. So the first one's microcosmic orbit. The second one is how to work with dragons, like how to call them in. It's going to take me like probably 60 seconds, 120 seconds to explain this, but people ask this all the time. And then the third one is called an exercise, barriers down, expand energy out. And it's from a different system called Access Consciousness. So again, I use it a lot in my Reiki practice. I teach my students this. It's incredibly effective, but it's not necessarily even something that originated with me. And I'm all for giving credit where credit is due. If it's really powerful, I'm going to share it. So with that, the microcosmic orbit, I will explain it first to all of you, and then we're going to walk through it together. What we're using is there's a total of 20 meridians in the body, but we're going to be working with 2 of those meridians. And again, meridians are energy highways. So 2 of they're called extraordinary vessels, which are the first meridians to be developed in utero. One is called the dew meridian, and it's known as the Sea of Yang, which is like masculine fire energy. And the other one is called the Ren Meridian, which is the conception vessel and known as the Sea of All Yin. The Ren Meridian runs up the midline of the body and ends underneath your lower lip right here. The Dew Meridian goes right by your root and goes up the back of your head, up your spine, up your head, and then ends right above your lip. So there are the 2 points, Dew Meridian ends here, Ren Meridian ends here in terms of the external part of the body. So what we're doing during microcosmic orbit is we are touching our tongue to the top palate of our mouth on the inhale. And what this does is it connects these 2 meridians together. So if you imagine you're connecting all of the energies, the masculine energy and the feminine energy, the yin and yang. And yin and yang are masculine and feminine, but these are even like they expand even on those concepts, right? So it's like unifying all of the energy in your body. So it's even that alone is really powerful. And then on top of that, if you are a Reiki practitioner, what you will do is you'll pull, right? Because we're channeling energy, no matter what type of Reiki practice, you're channeling energy through the crown, right? So down in. So as you're pulling Reiki energy through, and then you're practicing this breath, which is on the inhale, in through the nose, tongue touches the top palate of your mouth, and on the exhale, you breathe out through the mouth and you release your tongue. And then you're just doing that, and you're cycling the energy, and it gets the red meridian and the dew meridian moving, right? So that your energy is moving. And as you act as the channel for energy, this creates more, right? It creates an even more refined energy that's coming in, and it opens your channel up as well. So we're going to just walk through probably just a couple minutes of that. This will be the longest one of the 3 exercises that I do, but it's really lovely. And I want to invite you all to really pay attention. How does your body feel right now versus when we're done with practicing the microcosmic orbit in a couple minutes? So just, taking a moment right now, it helps me sometimes to close my eyes and just check in. Like, how are you feeling in this moment? Are you feeling activated? Are you feeling really groovy and relaxed? Are you noticing any areas in your body where maybe you have tension, or maybe areas of your body where you're feeling really good and groovy? Just paying attention for a moment to any sensations. We're not changing anything. We're simply observing. So like for me, I can feel that I have some tension in my shoulders right now. I can feel my stomach is like a little like happy butterfly because I'm excited to be here. I can feel in the bottoms of my feet, they feel really like plastered and rooted to the earth. And I can feel a little bit of tension in my mid back. So just as an example of what some possibilities of what it might feel like for you. So after we've done that, again, having your eyes closed might help. So we're going to practice this microcosmic orbit now. So again, you're going to go in through the nose. So breathe in through the nose. And as you're breathing in through the nose, you're going to touch your tongue to the top palate of your mouth. So in through the nose. imagining the energy coming down and circulating up, and exhaling. Release your tongue and have an audible breath out. And again, we're going to do that 2 more times, and then we'll start pulling energy into from our crown. So in through the nose, touching your tongue to the top palate of your mouth. And as you exhale, release the tongue and exhale to the mouth. On this third breath, we're going to slow down even more so that we're really elongating our exhale. You want it to be, if you can, around twice the amount of time as the inhale. So again, inhaling through the nose, touching your tongue to the top palate of your mouth. And release your tongue, exhaling, elongating that exhale, trying to hear it. So like dragon's breath. Once that feels good, we're going to now pull energy. So if you are a Reiki practitioner, you're going to activate Reiki, turn it on, access it any way that you like. And I'm sure you all know that your intention to activate it is enough. And then on the inhale, we're going to do the exact same thing, only you're going to pull that energy down through the crown and into your dew meridian on the back of your head, and it will circulate up your red meridian. And do not get attached to which way the energy is circulating. If it wants to go down your back and up the front, let it. If it wants to go down your front and go up the back, let it. Just allow the energy to move the way that it wants to today. So in through the nose, touching your tongue to the top palate of your mouth, pulling Reiki energy down. It feels good down your spine if you're following with me, and up the midline of your body. And then exhale, release the tongue. And again, we're just going to keep circulating this energy and practicing this. In through the nose, pulling the energy down, releasing the tongue on the exhale. Now I'm just going to give you all a minute or so to practice this breath on your own, practice circulating the energy, and see if you can get the energy to spin even faster or pull in greater amounts of energy. So have fun with it. I'm just going to give you all a minute now. If it helps, you can put your hands on your belly to help you get that really big belly breath so that your belly comes out on the inhale and then pressing in on the exhale. That helps me sometimes so that I know that I'm breathing deep down. Feel free to go at your own pace for your breath. You don't need to match mine. You might start to get this energy circulating so it's spinning and spinning, not attached to your breath at all, though continue to breathe. Now, if you were to do a Reiki session after this, what this is doing is you can spread this energy out at least through the palms of your hands as you are activating Reiki. And so this will create a clearer, stronger channel. So closing this out, offering gratitude, right, for yourself showing up for this, for the energy, because we all did just receive a mini energy healing. Go ahead and take a nice deep breath, natural breath. Open your eyes and come back from that. And then,
so good.
yeah,
Good.
I know. Notice how your body feels now. I'm like,
Ooh, it felt like a bicycle pump. You know how like,
yes,
and then just kind of expansion, really quick, energetic crap expansion. I love it. Thank you.
yeah. And you can do this on your own. You can do this with your clients, right? You can really, like, it helps to cultivate the key, the chi. So thank you all for playing in that realm with me. I'm so glad that it exists. And So the second thing is dragons. So obviously, five element dragon fire Reiki. We're working with dragons. We're working with the frequency of their alchemical dragon fire, and it is alchemical, so it transmutes energy. It's very efficient. That's one of the reasons I work with dragons. They can go faster and farther. So the energy, like what might take with a different type of Reiki, and this is an observation, not a judgment. I just want to put this out there. I've gotten this consistently. People have told me this. What would take maybe an hour with a different type of Reiki takes 20 minutes with 5e DFR because we're really working with a strong energy, strong and soft at the same time. Alchemical dragon fire, it's deeply moving, but it's also deeply nourishing. I just taught the first day of a Reiki level 1 class, and that's one of the things the student was talking about. She's like, I can't believe how powerful it is, but how gentle it is too. So when you are wanting to work with dragons, and I highly recommend everyone work with dragons literally every day of your life for anything that you were desiring. They love to bring wealth to you. They love to bring abundance to us. Dragons will go anywhere with you. They'll go deep into your underworld, into the most shadowy depths of your being, and they will light it up. They will go up into the heavens and bliss. They will help you anchor your heaven on earth timeline. Working with dragons and dragon medicine has absolutely changed my life in so many ways I don't even have the time to talk about. So when you are thinking, maybe this is for me, maybe I want to try this, it's really simple. You literally just say, I now give the dragons permission to assist me, or something like that, right? It really is that easy because they do not violate free will. You have to give them permission. You have to invite them in. The more time you spend consciously connecting to them, the more they can help you. So I have a dragon oracle deck. I'll actually grab it for you all. This is the booklet. It's not mine or anything, so whoo, I'm knocking my camera. This is the Dragon Oracle deck by Diana Cooper. I should probably get a kickback from her, but I don't. So I highly recommend that because there's all these beautiful dragon cards. So you can pull one each day and start to work with a different dragon or the same dragon for extended periods of time. But just get yourself going. Just start asking them, giving them permission. So that's the second sort of like exercise, right? And so I want to invite you all right now to, if it feels good to you, and you can definitely say no to this if for some reason it's not feeling good, but I invite you to do exactly what I said a moment ago, which is I now give the dragons permission, right, to come in and assist me. And then what you can do is add in there if there's something that you're desiring. So assist me with bringing in more clients. I give the dragons permission to assist me with doing, maybe you're going through a heart healing right now, to help me with heart healing, womb healing. I call in the dragons to help me, give permission to help me find the best house, right? Maybe you're house hunting. I give them permission to clear the energy field in my home, right? There's like literally nothing that they can't assist you with. So that's number 2. And then number 3, also incredibly simple exercise, which I referenced earlier, which is called barriers down, expand energy out, or barriers down for short. This is actually one of my mentors. She taught me this because I came to her one day after I had done a session with somebody, Reiki session, and I was getting pukey to the point where I thought I was going to throw up during the session. And you may have experienced this at some point. If you're moving massive amounts of energy at once, you can manifest physical sensations acutely, right, for short periods of time. And it was so overwhelming, yet I didn't want to. What I was taught years ago when I first learned Reiki was if the energy is too intense, ask to turn it down. But like that didn't feel right to me. I'm like, if this energy is wanting to move, why am I turning it down? So what we're doing instead is we're actually expanding the container. If you imagine a pipe and you're pushing stuff through the pipe, if there's too much and there's too much pressure, that's basically what's happening if you're experiencing a manifestation like getting pukey or nauseous or coughing. So instead, you want to expand the pipe, right? So you want to expand your energetic field out bigger so that you can accommodate the amount of energy that's flowing through. So it's very, very simple. You simply say to yourself out loud or in your mind, I like to do it in sets of 3 because 3 is just my number, right? I know Brenda, it's the same thing for her. But you say, barriers down, barriers down, barriers down. And so what I do is I imagine this invisible force field around my body going down into the earth. And what we're doing is we're pushing down barriers to receiving, because that is always the issue, is that we've stopped receiving, right? We're no longer, the energy is not able to come in and come out, go down and go up, right? Come up and go down. So barriers down, barriers down, barriers down. And then the next piece is I now give myself permission to expand as far out as I require to have ease now. The cool thing about this is you don't actually consciously need to know how big that is. You are simply giving the prime directive to your energy, to the auric field, which is the biofield of energy around that surrounds your body. You're giving it permission to expand as far out as you need to have ease right now. So I just felt my energy go like way bigger, because what happens is it oscillates. And the more uncomfortable we feel, the closer to the body it tends to be. So if you hear people talk about like, oh, I felt as small as a fly or a flea, right? That's like, that means their energy collapsed in, right? Versus somebody who's like, oh my gosh, I feel like I just spread my wings open and I could fly, right? That's somebody who's in an expansive energy state. So during your sessions, or even if you're just personally clearing a lot of energy at once, this does happen to me where I feel this way, you can do this. Barriers down, expand energy out. And it's as simple as that. And that's it. That's what I got. So playing with that a moment, it is usually pretty instantaneous. If your energy collapses back down right away because you're not used to taking up that much space, do it again. Keep doing it and practicing it until it feels natural.
Hey. So can you tell us about your program? I want to know.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have actually pre-recorded 5 Element Dragon Fire Reiki for levels 1 through 3. I also offer it live, usually like a couple times a year. And so I invite anybody who's new to Reiki to come into level 1. You don't even have to wait for a live class. You can drop in and do it pre-recorded. I've had many people do it this way. I used to be a devout believer in not doing it that way. I was like, no, it must be taught in person, it must be taught live. And then the evolution of the energy and the dragons and all of that, people have mind-blowing results from that. So I invite you, if you are new to Reiki and you want to explore this connection to dragon medicine and Reiki itself, to heal yourself first and foremost, drop into Reiki level 1. If you are already a Reiki master and any type of Reiki, you actually can drop into any level 4 through 8, because levels 4 through 8 are the 5 elements. So level 4 is coming up. I'm teaching it live in June, so it would be a perfect time for you if you want to drop in on the 4th level, and that's the fire dragon. So I teach you the 4 fire meridians in the body, which are the heart, the small intestine, the pericardium, and what's called the sanjiao, or triple warmer. Then we connect to the fire dragon as well, and you get the installation of a dragon technology called the fire breath. So a lot happens in a very short amount of time in these classes, and I just love it. So those are my 2 kind of like invitations. I have another program called Dragon Oracle that just launched. So it's something, if you are a priestess on the Oracle path and you are co-creating with dragons and bringing your own modality through, I'm just like going to plink that in here, like drop it in the bucket as another option. That is an incubator that I have created. This program, it's a hybrid between Telegram and Zooms. So live Zoom calls where I think I have 11 people in there right now. And it's like, we just got started. So it's like insane, the energy in there. All these, can you imagine like a bunch of dragons in one spot, and they're all on the priestess to oracle path, and they're all birthing new modalities? Like, it's bananas. So thank you for asking.
No, I love this stuff. I mean, I also lead people, so it's very interesting to see where you take them and your own. I think what's new is, and in the different new Reiki branches, is that we're also taking people different paces through Reiki. Probably because of those plenty of $10 Udemy Reiki certifications that did not support people into awakenings. And so we're playing with what is the right, how do we create a system for that worked for us and that works for others as well. And it continues to evolve. So I love that you take them through all those levels and why you take them through all those levels. Like I wait, mine is a whole mentorship for a whole year, and they stay for a second and third year that really kicks in the embodiment. So it's like an extreme, the total extreme of the $10 certification. But it's interesting. Yeah, I love. It's interesting to see that the different pacings and levels in the different new Reiki branches, and on how they're responding also to the industry. So I know it's.
Yeah, no, I love that because, that's what the dragon showed me too, is like everything's speeding up.
Mm-hmm.
So the frequency, the shifts, things are moving forward. And it's funny because if you were to take levels 1 through 9, it would take around a year for you to go through it. So it ends up being around the same amount of time. So you have that piece, but I want to just like, you kind of touched on it a little bit, like this idea of like the Udemy, like 1999, become a Reiki master, right? It's sort of like as soon as you're done, you're dropped, right? You don't have any support. And what's something that's incredibly important to me with 5e is community.
Yeah.
So there is a Facebook collective group. I have a special teachers group as well. And I host a monthly Reiki share on the last Thursday of the month at 10:30 a.m. Central Time. And that is to bring, so I'd love for you to come, Brenda, like that is to bring all these different types of Reiki and just energy practitioners. You don't even need to know energy work or Reiki to come, but we need community. We need to actually, because it's a devotional path. Like I know that you completely get that, Brenda. So I just wanted to like tap that in there too.
No, it is, and I think us kind of taking Reiki and creating it to what suited us, the people who decided to embody this, and to really it become a way of life, and doing that for other people. I just think it's really good that we are doing this and this support. Yes, it is of utmost important when you are establishing yourself as an energy healer. That's like a lot of grounding and community is needed, because we go through so much identity crumbling and rebirthing. And yes, so I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, because I do this. I write a lot, but I don't speak a lot, so I get really tired, and so I need to like just be more. Oh, not this guy. Wait a minute, where are you? Got lost here. Hold on.
Well, you're kind of doing that too, Brenda. I just wanted to say how special and beautiful I feel like it is that like you have your own type of Reiki, I have my own type of Reiki, and we're here in sisterhood. I think that that's a huge part of like just the collective wounding. So I just so appreciate coming together with you. And if you see me going back and forth, it's because I got my baby now.
No, because Mama's here. Mama's here, but we are taking back this modality that kind of was given to us in a fragmented way for us to make sense of who we were. And so we're doing this, but then other healers create with our own creations. So I think that's beautiful. Um, and where am I? I had to get into techie mode again. Hold on. Again, carried away. All right, share screen. Thank you guys for bearing with me. Hey, so welcome to Shamanic Crystal Reiki. It's pretty much Crystal Reiki on steroids. It's working with Mama Gaia directly. And I have woven together just basically Reiki, crystal healing, and shamanic healing together, a system for you, and a sort of a container as well, for you to congeal and become earth for all that stuff that you went to get through the heavens into all your past lives. You come back to earth, and you also work with crystals, sacred geometry, which are their language, as well as your own sacred geometry, your own bone structure, your own shamanic DNA and calling. We work with that a lot. So it's what I saw after years of studying energy healing. And I started at 19 when I shattered my ankle, deep depression. It was a rebirthing breathwork practitioner that brought me back, and that's my first. That's how it all began. I had a direct revelation of God and the oneness that we are during a rebirthing session. Doing six, I was when I was six. I also had crystals speak to me. I was trying to figure out who I was. I had many all throughout my childhood. I had ESPs, I had premonitions, I would move the Ouija board by myself. I was trying to fit in and be all perfect while also having like major talent for the mystics art and nobody really understanding me. So in came in a family that is historic, political, very a family that's in the spotlight. So there was like a in I guess they were trying to hide those, or I also tried to pretend that wasn't happening. But in the course of me trying to figure out myself, I started studying, just became like ravenous researcher since I've been 19. And then I found this lady that was rebirthing breathwork, and then later on when I was 33, I started rebirthing breathwork again, and that really catapulted me. I started A Course in Miracles, which I've been studying with my parents as well. Now I've led. I'm sorry, I'm going through tangents, and I don't want to go through the. Let me just. Yeah, this will. That's what I meant when I said like I needed things to ground me. So above all, I am a soul sister. I'm here because I had the direct experience of God, and I want to share this with you, and all the tools and all the knowledge that I've acquired through the last almost 30 years of my life. I'm 50 now. I started when I was 19, and that all spirituality happened, even though it's been there throughout all my life. But it was really that traumatic event, that fractured me, that it became imperative that I heal myself and bring myself back from deep inner hate and deep inner just confusion and depression. So it was energy healing, somebody that knew how to bring that magic back, that brought me back. And I know that every single one of you here live or through the replay that is going to be through time and space that is going to listen to this are going to do this for another. And just what we do as healers, we stand as lighthouses for the people who have kind of lost that spark, and we bring that back. So above all, a soul sister. I'm a rebirthing breathwork practitioner. I've been a metaphysical researcher since 1998. Best-selling author with two other people that I did with Kiva Publishing. I have Mary Magdalene, because I had some very beautiful encounters and work with Mary Magdalene, and the jaguar, which is my power animal. The black jaguar is my power animal, and I co-wrote a book with other wonderful ladies who also have heard the call of the black jaguar. I'm Mystic Circle leader. I've been doing that since 2016. I'm a Course in Miracle mentor. I'm in my fourth time that I'm doing a whole year of A Course in Miracle, leading a study group for A Course in Miracles. I'm a certified crystal healer from several global schools. I'm a registered world metaphysics practitioner. I'm a Usui Crystal Shamanic Reiki master teacher. I'm a Boricua crystal medicine woman. I am from Puerto Rico, and I also work with my shaman here, the land as well, and work with the mineral kingdom. So I specialize with working with the earth and the crystals and the mineral kingdom. I've studied crystal healing a lot, but now is my time for embodiment, to really, sift through all of that, what people have said and what works for me, and share that through other people, and also outgrow the rainbow sort of 7 chakra systematic way of crystal healing, even though that's but also showcase and give you the knowledge of what's industry basics. That's so Shamanic Crystal Reiki course also gives you a lot of resources and a lot of, it's not just about me and what works for me, but what are other people happening, what was the history of energy healing, what is the history of crystal healing. So I bring those in because I like I like all the context of where we're working from and understanding the industry we're in. We can't all just come in and shake up the industry and make up something new, new things. Like, I mean, to every art, to every industry, there's levels and time. Yeah. So I ground you with a lot of knowledge, is what I'm saying, history of us and who we are and what you're doing, so that you can form yourself as well as I tell you of the story. I am a healer brand doula because I have also been a magazine editor for People in Español, guitar magazine, parenting magazine for the longest time, then for papers for, and I was also in digital copywriting for Fortune 500, winning awards for them for the longest time, for almost 30 years. Now I'm really more focused on my healer persona and my courses in the Soulfire School, and I have a healing room in Puerto Rico. So yeah, I'm also a conscious brand content strategist because of my 30 years in professional writing for people. So Shamanic Crystal Reiki is powerful, very flexible. It's a 3-in-1 branch of Reiki that combines Reiki self-mastery. Like, I really make sure that I'm not going to pass you, give you my certificate with my name on it until I feel that you have come to a place good enough, stable enough for you to start healing and working with other people. I think we've all had moments with other type of Reiki masters that we're not able to hold our energy, or kind of their energy kind of just took over. their unconsciousness took over the session, and so I want to make sure that we go slow but surely. That's one of the things it works with. So crystal medicine as well. You understand sacred geometry, the conscious use of symbols, crystal medicine meaning understanding crystal healing from all points of view, lore, their structures, their metaphysical properties, which is a compendium of all the crystal experts. 85% of the world reacts to this stone this way. I point you in that direction, but I want you to find your own conversation with the crystals. So I work on that a lot. And your own, when we come into Shamanic Reiki, which is the third part of the year, we work on your own DNA powers, your own shamanic powers, your own lineage, because that's what's in your cells right now, and working on you being present enough to have that power in the astral, because that really brings in that healer self. And then also, because of the 30 years of working with brands, I will also help you shape your healer brand, because that's just kind of what's happening, and it's happening as you learn these things and incorporate them. So I give you this structure of Usui Reiki, basic understanding and really embodiment of Usui Reiki, the Crystal Reiki understandings, which is a lot of crystal, and you have a lot of flexibility in terms of the offers that you can do, because I teach you gem elixirs, crystal grids, and also the different practical ways that people are marketing themselves with their crystal healing ways, in a way that you can monetize and see what, whether it's making jewelry, so I give you a lot of information, so you pick and choose which one works for you as you embody and become a shamanic crystal Reiki healer. So this container is characterized by a sustainable, supported healer embodiment, because a lot of them stay and also become like big brothers and sisters to other students, and that's like the most amazing thing. And I keep them around. I don't care if they're already paid for the program. They're just there because I work with them. Like, I learn along with them. So graduates of the Soulfire School, it's been the doors have been open for the last 8 years, and so far so good. 100% client satisfaction. I have a couple of crystal healers out there, very beloved in their communities, and they really are very grateful. So so far I have 100% client satisfaction. I see it as true mentorship, because I I put myself in your shoes and try to see what you would need. The support that I did not receive. My rebirthing breathwork teacher, she was amazing and brilliant, but she wasn't necessarily the most empathic or the most there for me person, and was kind of actually on the bipolar scale, even though she was brilliant, taught me a lot. But there was a part of mentorship, and because you put this person on a pedestal, you put this person on like a high, this person's your teacher. I understand that role, so I go slowly but surely, and I nudge, but not too strongly. In terms of, it's a lot of contact. A lot of people have told me that a lot of contact time. But let me go further. Okay, so I'm just gonna go touch upon the 3 different types of Reiki to give you exercises. So our mind is the one that needs the most healing right now, because old paradigm is really crumbling, and we are doing it, and it's happening through us, and we are constantly, it's our logical mind, the one that's going like, what the fuck? So we're going to go ahead and send the Seiheki blast, and these are for Reiki masters, any level of Reiki practitioners, and you don't need to be, you need to know, if you are not initiated in Reiki yet, you can just send a glowing white ray of healing energy, like balls of ray. So we're going to take we're going to sorry. Just needed to ground myself. Was feeling like I was speeding myself up for the sake of not boring you, but to actually communicate. So let's take a moment to center in our hearts. Let's take 3 deep breaths. I'm going to go ahead and ask for fear, obligation, or guilt, a fog to leave this space now. This space has been claimed for the light of Source, the highest vibration possible, for the good of all. Call in Reiki, activate light in your system, and just visualize Reiki flowing through your system, or light flowing through your system if you're not attuned to Reiki yet. You can also invite a crystal deva frequency. Anybody that's around you, ask anybody that, any of the mineral kingdom that are around you that want to hop into the frequency and want to help you. We are going to give Seiheki to 3 of our biggest traumas. We're going to do it from a distance. Go ahead and pick that crystal that's going to help you. And this crystal is simply going to be like your magic carpet. You're going to ride the wave to send Seiheki, the mental emotional symbol, to 3 traumas that are blocking you now from living your full radiance, that are just, it's time to really let parts of that go. I want you to visualize your life as a golden thread throughout the tapestry of time, space. If you want, just go ahead and visualize the cosmos and a big huge tapestry. And go ahead and find your golden thread through that beautiful tapestry. We're including some Shamanic Reiki here, which is some, yay, rose quartz. Erin has rose quartz. Alright. Now I want you to examine, go ahead and, open up and zoom in. You can do this gesture as well. Zoom in into this golden thread and take it all the way through the ethers. Where do you still see dark spots? It still exists in this golden thread. Any knots, any cuts, any phantom places, anything you find interesting in this golden thread that represents your life at the moment. Calling in our power crystals, calling in our ancestors, calling in all sacred directions. Creating a circle of light around us as we go deeper in this shadow love exercise. Go ahead and place your hands in Gassho prayer position. So Namaste prayer position. Now those areas that you saw that had something going on, a knot, scratch, or dark areas that were dirty, this golden thread, I want you to go ahead and send them Seiheki. We don't even need to see or feel these traumas anymore. We now send the healing, mental, emotional stability, knowledge of love, and the frequency of beauty, order, crystalline clarity of being to each one of the traumas, energy blocks that might still be in our system. Go ahead and send Seiheki, 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 and say it 3 times. Tap your hands, tap your heart, go ahead and send it to that golden thread. If you get memories, any feelings in your body, go ahead and send Seiheki to that area, to that memory. We're basically sending blasts of lights into the darkest parts of ourselves. We are open to receive new ways of seeing this. Go ahead. We are ready to embody our own leadership as a healer in our own communities. Thank you for receiving. Now, when you feel done, go ahead and tap in 3 Seihekis into your heart and higher heart chakras. And take even deeper breaths as big chunks of darkness move out of your life. Go back to that golden thread. If there's any spot in that golden thread that needs to be worked on, go ahead and do that now. I want to be as complete. And taking your time and hi, beautiful. We're going to ask that you mute yourselves as we do the energy exercises. Thank you. Welcome. We're doing a Seiheki blast to our 3 top traumas that are there ready to be let go of. To our life force. Go ahead and finish up sending Seiheki to anything that you're ready to bring to harmony in yourself today. Go ahead and take 3 deep breaths again. Bring your hands back into prayer position. I'm a rebirther, so I do big breaths and breath out of my mouth, usually. Go ahead and give yourself a hug, and let's just sit here. If you want, you can smile as well. Do the inner smile a little bit until you let that integrate. Because we kind of just went in there, guns blazing, into our shadow selves. Ooh, Thank you for receiving. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, and there's more. Did you know? So that was the Seiheki blast. It's the kind of thing that we do. I give you in our class. I give you a training. Pretty much, I give you beforehand. Every 2 weeks we meet. I have over 98 trainings over there about Usui, Crystal Reiki, and Shamanic Reiki. And then every 2 weeks we meet, every Thursday, and it's 6. It might be changing, but it's in the evening. And I give you a training, and then we do some kind of activation depending on what's going on. But I give, and it's pretty much just a recap of the training, but just going over it. So that's why pretty much a lot of students stay for the second, the third, and then I also have crystal buddies where we all have like a personal buddy to kind of help each other and act as somebody to have. I forget the word. Sorry, my first language is Spanish, and sometimes I forget. What is that word? When you're accountability partner. Thank you. So your bones, Maria Reyes, yay. So your bones are the storehouses of the mind. Information is stored in bone and stone. And a lot of what we do is train our bone structure to be as present and as included in our sending of the Reiki rays that we're going to send out to rebuild the new earth, pretty much. So memories are also stored in the crystal-like structure of deep connective tissue. The fascia is also crystal. Our bones also vibrate in resonance with other vibratory sources because they're crystals. We are crystals. Our water is another different type of crystals. We're several different crystals and frequencies going on at once, but the crystals are one frequency: beauty, order, and they're harmony, and they feel so good because all of our crystals kind of, feel higher than thou and better, especially for us who are spiritually inclined and really love hanging out in higher vibratory feelings and modes of being. So we've all heard it, the saying, you feel it in your bones. Well, this helps explain the powerful effects of religious music like Gregorian chants and yogic bhajans. It's resonance. A lot of what we work with, I give you all the information of the crystal healing world, but we also work with building that resonance in your bones, which is the magic. Let me check the chat. I had a rose quartz as well as clear quartz. Yes, Erin, I so see you. I have a free meet your power crystal meditation, shamanic journey actually, that I can drop down in the event so that you guys can definitely go in. But I see you definitely can see how rose quartz can be your power crystal. Yep, getting the truth bumps right there. Love it. Yeah. So our crystalline bone structure, these are calcite crystals, and the ones in the pineal gland are like the blue. I'm sorry, I was looking at the chat. I'm getting distracted. I love that. Oh, you're breaking up. Yes. Truth bumps. Okay, I'm good that I'm back. Tamares here. Welcome. We're now talking about Shamanic Crystal Reiki. We're talking about how we are crystals, and one of the things that we do in Shamanic Crystal Reiki is to attune ourselves and our bone structure to the resonances, the different resonances of the crystals, because that is true embodiment crystal healing. Not so much the mental, what's good for this, and let's look it up, and that's other people's medicine. What we want you to feel is your own medicine, your own experience. Yeah, and everything that I do is like bring in the experience of God, because once you have that, you can't go and you can't turn around. It's like you're facing the light, and anything that you do will be fine. You're already facing the light in terms of as a soul. I'm very intuitive with the crystals too. Yes, of course. It's like the minute you start working with energy, the crystals are so there, and they're like in your face as well. So we're gonna kind of fast forward now into another crystal healing exercise, which is awaken your bones. So again, let's take 3 deep breaths. Just gonna go ahead and do an activation, being present in your bones, in your densest parts of yourself, brings in miracles in your presence, in your beingness, in your eyes, and it really starts transforming your body, entire body, not just your hands, into that channel for light. I mean, you're still going to be human, things are going to happen, but it really just like I realized that when I started to hold space in my consciousness, in my bones for longer and longer and longer, I was able to transmit powerful frequencies that healed people in like a nanosecond, you know, and they healed me because I was engaging myself as well. So let's go back into healing mode. Let's take 3 deep breaths. Call your energy back, calling all energy back for every person that is here in the replay, through time and space. Any energy that we've given away, willingly or unwillingly, consciously or subconsciously, comes back to us, runs through the purification crystals in our homes. It knows exactly where to go back into our light body, transformed. And I want you to intend for your bone structure to awaken to a deeper perception. This is what we're doing now. We're awakening our bone structure, our light body bone structure. And just go ahead and open up. Calling in the sacred directions, calling in our ancestors, calling in our power animals, power crystals, and power plants to be here now, creating a circle of highest vibration for our bone structure, the light bones, our etheric bone structure, to be awakened and fortified and activated. And it is so for the highest good in each and every one of us, each and every one of the light worker, lighthouse leader, community leader that is here and called to this. And it is so. Now go ahead and settle that consciousness in your bones. I want you to get deeply present, all of you. And it doesn't matter how long you can do it, just it's a matter of like sustaining for that 1 second first. Call in all of you, bring in that presence into your bones. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I work with a goddess, so I work with 13. Bring yourself again, bring the consciousness back into the bones. 1, 2, hold it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Fill your entire bone structure with your consciousness, your radiance, okay? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Once again, take a breather, because this takes a lot of mental work. Go back in. 1. All of your consciousness. Continue to fill every single part of your bone structure with your consciousness and presence and light. In whatever shape or form that is happening is perfectly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now I want you to go ahead and pick up a crystal. Anything that you have around you will do. Place it in front of you. This is a Himalayan twin quartz. Yeah. Now I want you to ping with your heart, Taurus. I know that all of you have that higher heart already lit up. With your heart and with your bone, just ping to that intention. If you want to go ahead, we are intending that our bone structure, our etheric light body bone structure be lit up, and that a deeper perception of frequencies be received. And go ahead and ping that to the crystal in front of you. Take a deeper breath. Let the crystal ping back at you with frequency, with tone, with light, with colors, with memories, with shapes. But go ahead and ping back, receiving now with your heart awake and your bone structure lit up. What is the information that is coming in? You are the key to the living library. You are receiving now. Go ahead and receive that information because of the reason that crystal popped into your hand. What is the message? Thank you for receiving. So how did that feel? You can try this exercise over and over with different types of stones, especially to get yourself into the mode where you're very present, as well as really start to see the feel and experience the frequencies of the stones themselves. And they start to chime pretty quick. They're like in your face. And the clairaudience too. Crystal healers, like the clairaudience, it just goes through the roof. Let me check the chat. Amazing. It felt so cool. Thank you. Yes. Hi, Erin. Thank you. Well, this is going longer than an hour, but we're chilling. And here's another tip. Because the whole rainbow crystal healing is, in 60s and 70s based on the rainbow, the chakras, and that's pretty much what's being taught right now. And I do have it in my course because you need to know what came before. But I also open up people to feel for themselves and to experience, not like think, superimposed what this other Frankenstein Western ideas of the chakras, but to go in to the energy nexuses and feel for themselves. And I give them a structure to look at the chakras themselves, because crystal healing is chakra, the main session for crystal healers is chakra checkup and analysis and balance. Crystal healing is human energy healing. And so I give them I do tell them the different types of chakra structures that there is, but this is like still new ground, and we really are trying to bring in not just what the experts, the researchers told us about it, but our own experience about it. Just checking the chat. That was pretty cool. I ended up using a different crystal this time. Yeah. It is very deep medicine. I think that's probably why it got extended to like a year, and people hang around for 2 and 3 until like it's earth and medicine. I don't know. The good thing about it is you can create a lot of different offers with this. Like I have this woman that is a Mary Magdalene shamanic priestess path, and she came up with the womb reading. So she only got into, when we really got deep into owning her own magic, especially when we got into shamanic Reiki and being a leader and owning your strength in the astral, we came up with the offers for womb readings and for different types. You really can mix and match to create the type of offers that are yours. It's very malleable in terms of a Reiki branch. So when you go into a chakra place or a nexus of energy, because a lot of people have different chakras, especially if they are on the narcissistic level, or if they're star seeds or walk-ins, they have different types of things. I've seen them all. Well, no, I haven't seen them all, really. I am opening up to seeing more and different types of chakra systems and different arrangements. But I do know that information, it flows in like many cables, just like a fiber optic. So I check for color, light, speed, patterns of light and movement, visual sensations, and frequency strength. And I kind of have this little checklist, And I have like a handout with these for people to check when they go ahead and do the full chakra analysis and balance, which is the main and most popular session that comes out of when you graduate Shamanic Crystal Reiki. What last? Oh, and this is like a bonus one. The bonus was the chakra checklist, but the main thing that we do in Shamanic Reiki is that we empower our client to come in and to work with us, as well as empower ourselves to change what we see in the astral, just shift the story of what's going in there into something that feels much better for ourselves and for our client. So one component is raising the frequency, apart from activating and matching the frequency of the crystals. Like I already, once I'm in there, Reiki's flowing, I brought in crystal frequencies and sacred geometry, just kind of stamp the energy. It's kind of what the crystal frequency like blooms the Reiki, and the sacred geometry kind of stamps it like this is what we're doing. You know, it really tells the crystals, and it really grounds the beam and the frequency that you're giving out into a meaning, you know, that goes with your intention as well. Once that's happening, I then go fly into the areas that showed me something that were off. Like, I don't know, I go into a root chakra and everybody's running, there's a fire and everybody's running away. That root chakra, I run it through my checklist, but I also know that I because of everything that came in, but I also know that I need to go in there and put that fire out, bring in some water, lower that hyperactivity with my own power. So this is kind of bringing in your own mind power and your own consciousness, part of it, and it is the third component of Shamanic Crystal Reiki. And I have a whole post on it on my site. There's the link to it, and I'll post it on the event as well. And basically what I do is I bilocate. I send my energy body into that space that I saw, and I start changing that root chakra that I saw that everybody's running. Pretty much just calm everything down, bring in some water, then bring in everybody in, maybe have a group hug, maybe just play some music. What would you do in a situation like that? Go ahead and bilocate yourself into the other side, into the shamanic world, into the different, shamanic world. I also teach you about the different, I give you like a pan shamanic healing. What is true of all shamanic healings, but I want of all shamanic paths. So it's a very broad neo-shamanic way of healing, but it is the one that we need in order to also become very embodied and powerful in our own work, and cool, because we're in there we become kind of warlocky, and we start changing worlds. And so part of it is going in there to what I'm being showed, to go in there and physically in my mind's eye, and as more of myself that I can bring in to shift what is going on in that place that I'm healing as well. Yeah, so let me see what else. Check the chat. This is a direct message, so no need to read it out loud. Okay. All right. Thank you, because it's gonna go away. So now I have to. Yeah, Erin had to go away. But thank you so much for having me, Brenda. Yes. Thank you, Erin, for being here. So, all right, where are we? So this is the program. It's a little tiny video that's loading there. It is, as of this moment, 89 trainings and counting. Oh, let me shut up while the video plays. I did it with Canva, so sorry about the music. Got cut off. All right. So Shamanic Crystal Reiki. At this point, it's about 89 trainings in there. We keep adding more and more. There's plenty of replays. We have a Facebook group, and inside the site, we have a group as well, global. There's about 15 people in it at the moment. There is 3 Reiki certifications for the price of 1 at the moment. 2 live classes and activations and attunements per month, depending on. We do. You get 3 certifications. Well, actually 2 certifications and 1 mentorship, because really Shamanic Reiki, there is no certifying body. You also get 33% off one-on-one sessions with me, because I know that this is very deep work and very embodiment work and a lot of information that you're going to bring in, but once you get out, you are ready to open up your Reiki practice. You become very confident, professional, grounded, informed crystal healer that rocks and you get paid for it. So, and I also have other healer brand programs for helping you really come, that whole part of the brand, the content, the offers, that's a whole set of programs. So thank you for being here with me. I'm gonna go ahead and bye, Erin. So you can reach me at brendasoulfire.com. I'm there, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can email me at soulfirehealer@gmail.com. I am there. You can check out the programs at brendasoulfire.com/online programs. And yeah, and I'm opening up to anybody who wants to share, if you feel called to. If anybody feels called to share or just say hello, and it's not opening up circle to anybody has any questions or anything that came up, I'd love the feedback. So I don't know, thank you, let me know. And if not, it's totally okay too for me. Thank you so much for, Brittany says, thank you so much for your time in this space. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. I know you took in a lot, a lot of information. So feel free to then later on also keep speaking to me through the event or through my own page or something here for us. So many blessings, many crystal blessings. Thank you. Bye. Take care.